for me is that you get to follow the example of Ammon and make serving others your priority. Mosiah 2:17 says, "And behold, I tell you these things that you may learn wisdom, that you may learn that when you are in the service of your fellow beings, you are only in the service of your God." So, in my first area, this was prior to COVID, we were struggling to find success. I was in an area that I was pretty new to the mission. It was only my second transfer, and I was training, and I was terrified, and I didn't know what to do. And everything that we were doing wasn't working. And I kind of received the impression that I needed to get out there and do something with my hands. I decided to make a service post on Facebook, just offering up free service, and we met tons and tons of wonderful people. One of my favorite families that we met was a family from South Africa. Their father, he was this big white South African man, and when we were helping him move into his house, he had this deep freezer, and it was painted like it was from the 70s, so you know that thing was heavy. And he just had me grab the other end. He's like 6 foot to 240 of muscle, and I'm just like sitting here like, okay. And we got it in there, but these people that were brand new to the country, their first impression of Canada, their first impression of the church was us being willing to help, and that's pretty cool. There was another lady in that area. Her name was Maria. We were trying to contact her since I got there, and nothing we were doing was working. I mean, they tried to drop off cookies. They tried to call her, text her, email her, and we couldn't ever hear back from her. So one day, it was actually kind of funny because we had a Zone conference that day, and we were talking about different ways to find people to teach. And one of our assistants, he got up and said, "So what are some ways that you have been finding people to teach?" And I said, like, we do service. And our mission president's like, "What, you do service to find people?" And I was like, "Yeah, and it works." And so literally like that same day, we got a request on the service post, and it was from Maria, and she was saying, "Hey, can you help me move into my new house? It's in the, it happened to be in our ward still." She said, "Yeah, I've been living out of town for a while, and I'd like to move back in, and I'd like some help with that. I saw your post. That'd be awesome." And so 3 weeks later, she got baptized. And it's just really cool when you get to like see those stories in the scriptures, see those stories about service, about whatever, and then you actually see that happen in real life. It's pretty cool. There's a quote that I really like. Leads into a story from my namesake, Spencer W. Kimball. I'll just pause it for a second, actually. So my family, most of you know my family. Actually, all of you know my family. I and all of my siblings are named after a prophet and a prophet's wife or mother. And I was named after the prophet Spencer W. Kimball. And before my mission, I didn't really know anything about Spencer W. Kimball. I just thought, yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. My parents must have had a good reason to name me after him or something. But on my mission, because of COVID, we had a little bit more time to study about stuff that we were interested in because we didn't have too many investigators. It goes, "We don't serve to benefit others. We serve because we love our Savior and love others. A young mother on an overnight flight with a 2-year-old daughter was stranded by bad weather in a Chicago airport without food or clean clothing for the child and without money. She was pregnant and threatened with miscarriage. so she was under doctor's instructions not to carry the child unless it was essential. Hour after hour, she stood in one line after another, trying to get a flight to Michigan. The terminal was noisy, full of tired, frustrated, grumpy passengers. And she heard critical references to her crying child and to her sliding her child along the floor with her foot as the line moved forward. No one offered to help with the soaked, hungry, exhausted child. Then the woman later reported, "Someone came towards us and with a kindly smile said, 'Is there something I could do to help you?' With a grateful sigh, I accepted his offer. He lifted my sobbing little daughter from the cold floor and lovingly held her to him while he patted her gently on the back. He asked if she could chew a piece of gum. When she was settled down, he carried her with him and said something kindly to the others in the line ahead of me about how I needed their help. They seemed to agree, and then he went up to the ticket counter at the front of the line and made arrangements with the clerk for me to be put on a flight leaving shortly. He walked with us to the bench, where we chatted a moment, until he was assured that I would be fine. He went on his way. About a week later, I saw a picture of Apostle Spencer W. Kimball and recognized him as a stranger in the airport. Several years later, President Kimball received a letter that read, in part, "Dear President Kimball, I'm a student at Brigham Young University. I just returned from my mission in Israel. Performed some 21 years ago in the Chicago airport. The story told of how you met a young Ukrainian mother with a screaming child in distress, waiting in a long line for her release. She was threatened with miscarriage and therefore moved her child to America. She experienced 4 previous miscarriages, became kind of reason for the doctors for her not to let her live. The crying child was limited to the other passengers in line. This lack of love, the strength and shocked me. I was a few months later in Michigan. I just want to thank you for your love and for your time. Sorry, it's going to bother me. Reading this story, realizing that I can be better for this person. Imagine the love that I felt for my parents, realizing that my parents love me, made me a more wonderful person. I realized that my Savior loves me 100, maybe a million, I don't know, infinitely more than that. That's amazing. But Spencer W. Kimball's simple example of service is something that powered me through the rest of my mission. Having the opportunity to invite others to Jesus Christ by just simply being like him, by just doing the right thing, by striving to serve others, is something that helped me not only be a better missionary, but be a better person. That's another thing that's hard about missions, is that you have to be better than you are. You have to work hard to be a better person and to be a better disciple. And that is hard. But you learn to rely on Jesus Christ. You learn to rely on his power to help you to be better. You realize you don't have to be better on your own anymore. The third reason that being a missionary is the best for years is that you have the opportunity to testify of Jesus Christ's atoning sacrifice just loved. I think it came from Elder Ballard, and it is called the rose field analogy. So your mission, and you can compare this to your life, is like a rose field. You know, you are walking through this rose field. You know it's going to end, and there are just thousands and thousands of beautiful roses everywhere you go. And as you're walking through, there's a lot of thorns. I mean, if you've ever seen a rose bush, imagine a whole field of that. There's a lot of thorns. It hurts a lot. But if you look back at the rose field when you get through, you won't be thinking about the thorns. But you will remember how good the roses smell, how beautiful they were. And you'll just wish that you smell the roses more. So as I pondered on that analogy on my mission, I realized that, yeah, it's going to stink a little bit. It's going to be hard. But I'm going to wish that I smell the roses more by the end of it. So by the end of my mission, I had committed to just leaving everything I had on the altar every single day. One of my MPC companion, he had a similar analogy that he shared in his final testimony of how when he was a kid on his soccer team, his dad would say, just leave it all on the field. If I have to carry you off of the field and we lose or whatever, then it'll be okay, because we know that you gave your all. But never leave anything off the field. Leave it all on the field. And he talked about how every single night he would just collapse because he had given his all every single day. And I mean, that's kind of psychotic that his dad made him work till he fell, but you know, hopefully he's watching right now. But the Lord doesn't expect us to work till we collapse every day. He doesn't expect us to work till we break. He just wants us to work hard. He just wants us to try. That's something that I learned a lot on my mission, is that we don't have to be perfect right away. We don't have to be the greatest disciple right away. We just have to try. That applies to us right now. That will apply to us tomorrow, and that will apply to us forever. We just need to keep on trying. There's a scripture also in Mosiah. It happens to be one of my favorite books. Mosiah 4, verses 2 and 3, I think. It says, "And they have viewed themselves in their own carnal state, less than the dust of the earth. And they all cried aloud with one voice, saying, Oh, have mercy, and apply the atoning blood of Christ, that we may receive forgiveness of our sins, and our hearts may be purified. For we believe in Jesus Christ, the Son of God, who created heaven and earth, and all things, who shall come down among the children of men. And it came to pass, after they had spoken these words, the Spirit of the Lord came unto them. And they were filled with joy, having received the remission of their sins, and having peace of conscience because of the exceeding faith which they had in Jesus Christ, who should come, according to the words which King Benjamin had spoken unto them." I'm going to pair this with another scripture. This one is going to sound more familiar. It's in Hebrews chapter 12. Verse 27. And it says, "As men come unto me, I will show unto them their weakness. I give unto men weakness that they may be humble. For my grace is sufficient for all men that humble themselves before me. For they humble themselves before me and have faith in me, doors, and it was the third day in a row that we had received really an answer at the door. Um, there is not one at all. They, and whenever it's cold and dark, they don't like to go outside. Okay, if there's any Canadians here, don't even pretend you don't like the cold either. Okay? But there was one day where we were kind of just trying to listen to the Spirit, trying to figure out what was going on, but we felt an impression to just stop by one of our members, and we just picked a random dot on the map. We went over to their house. They welcomed us in like they knew we were coming, and we just talked to them about their life, talked to them about their testimonies, and shared a message in that. And that next Sunday, we didn't see any of the investigators who were trying to reach out to there, but we did see this family come. And we didn't think too much of it. We just thought, hey, that's good to see you. But our bishop had come up to us and said that this family that they came and was staying back with us and stuff had been struggling to come to church for a while because their husband, or the father in the family, was usually away from work, so it was too hard for the wife to go alone. But they were able to come today, and they had said that they just felt like they should after we came over. And I need to preface this by saying that members are wonderful. We're all members of the church here, and we're all doing our best. But that, as a disciple of Jesus Christ, as a testifier of Jesus Christ, you get to reunite and spark in people. And that is just something that is so amazing. Another time that Jesus Christ bridged the gap in my life, that was actually my last area. We had been working with all we had for a while. I've been in the area for a couple months now, and I was just trying to make something happen before I got sent home. And I was doing everything I was supposed to. I was waking up I was doing my best to just be the best missionary I could. And it was hard. And that morning we made a decision to stay at church between words of the path. And we were talking to one of our wife members, and we were talking to him about how we decided we were going to drop some of our work and with it. And like literally right after we talked about that, I just said, I hear my branch president glowing next to him. And the guy's name was Emmanuel. That's kind of in our mission, that's what we would call elect. Yeah, he's elect. But we talked to Emmanuel. He had come to church because he was sitting across the street. And he'd had a friend tell him a long time ago how the Book of Mormon had everything he needed to know in it. And so he came to church asking for a Book of Mormon. We gave him a Book of Mormon. He actually showed up 5 minutes before the working was supposed to begin. So we invited him to church. And he's just like that type of guy that you hear about in all the stories. You know, he let me read the Book of Mormon, and in between that time and our couple lessons, a little bit about Emmanuel. He was living in his car. He didn't have an address. He didn't have a set place to be, no job or anything. But as we talked to him, he allowed Jesus Christ any success either. But I am going to say that to make that happen. Before COVID, we didn't spend that much time in the church. We came in for church. After COVID, we pretty much lived in the church. The church had pretty much everything we needed. We just went for our meals and to sleep and then back to the church. So because of that, we were able to be there for Emmanuel. We were able to be there for him. And so just because of that, I started to think that maybe God does do everything for a reason. Maybe missions are hard because God doesn't want us to, or God knows that we can be better than we are right now. Maybe everything is hard for that reason. You know, if you've ever sharpened a knife, for example, go with that. When you sharpen a knife, you have to first hone it, which means that you have to get the edge exactly straight. And I'm no knife, but I assume that probably kind of stinks of a knife if you can feel being bent back exactly straight. And then after you bring the knife back, after you hone it, you have to sharpen it, which means you have to shave off metal on both sides of the edge in order to make it sharper. So a lot of times in life it feels like we are bent over backwards, where it feels like we are just going through it. But it's important to realize that God is constantly trying to hone us, to sharpen us, because we have made this commitment to strive to be like Him, and it's going to take a lot of honing and a lot of sharpening. There's just one last scripture I'd like to share. It's a really common scripture for missionary work. B&C 18:10-16. Remember, the worth of souls is great in the sight of God. For behold, the Lord your Redeemer suffered death in the flesh. Wherefore he suffered the pain of all men, that all men might repent and come unto him. And he hath risen again from the dead, that he might bring all men unto him, on conditions of repentance. And how great is the joy in the soul that repenteth! Wherefore you are called to cry repentance unto this people. And if it so be that you should labor all your days in crying repentance unto this people, and bring 71 soul unto me, how great shall be your joy with him in the kingdom of my Father. And now if your joy will be great with one soul that you have brought unto me in the kingdom of my Father, how great will be your joy if you should bring many souls unto me. So that's pretty popular scripture among missionaries, as you could probably guess why. To know that the people that we work with, the worth of their souls, it doesn't matter who they are, is equally great and important before God. That was the last hard thing I want to talk about from my mission, was that we have to realize that every single person that we interact with is going through something hard right now. Every single person that we interact with is on their own individual path to become like God. And we might be a little bit farther on that path. We have the opportunity to be an example to them, to guide them on that path, or perhaps even really get them on the path. And as a missionary, there's a lot of people that are just, I don't know if that's the way it is everywhere you go, but there's a lot of people that take your tag as a reason to just be rude for some reason. But when it wasn't too long. Hope that everyone's okay. Not too tired. But I just like to turn my testimony to all of you that I know that this church contains the true gospel of Jesus Christ. I know that its power can heal those who partake of it. And I know that we can all be exemplary disciples of Jesus Christ as we strive to embrace that power in our lives. I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you, Spencer. Um, Brothers and sisters, October's been sort of a strange month. Um, there were 5 Sundays. First was General Conference, then Fast Sunday, then the High Council spoke, and that was the primary program. So Bishop Olson only had one sacrament meeting to plan to get speakers for. And I knew a month and a half ago that Spencer was going to be speaking today, so I completely blocked out needing to do anything else for the month of October until about 6:30 this morning when I realized that I didn't get another speaker to speak with Brother Evans. And I mentioned that to him right before he got up. But I guess what that means, brothers and sisters, is that there wasn't going to be another speaker today, and I can see why. I appreciate Brother Evans and his testimony and the spirit that he brought with us today. Whenever I hear these young missionaries report on their missions, it kind of takes me back to my mission experience. And, you know, I put on my mission papers that I didn't want to leave the United States, and I did not want to learn another language. And I was called to Italy. But I can say at the moment that I opened my mission call and read the Italy Kentucky mission, that I knew that that's where I was supposed to go. And Spencer W. Kimball taught me when I was a young man that every young man should go on a mission. And that is why I made the decision to serve. I was really shy and didn't have this huge blaring testimony that I wanted to go and shout from the rooftops. But my testimony was sufficient to obey the voice of the prophet. And my life has been blessed every day for my obedience to that commandment. And I'm just thankful every day that I was able to serve missions. So thank you for taking me back to those days. Our lives would be blessed if we obey the commandments and keep our covenants. And I say that in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. We will close now by singing hymn number 5, High on the Mountain Top, after which the benediction will be offered by Brother Brian Stedman. bless the leaders of our church. We also ask you to bless men and women in the armed forces that serve and protect us. Heavenly Father, thank you for the moisture we have received. Please bless it that will continue to bless us